next segment of our playthrough, we're going to take a break from career racing, and we're going to do another segment of arcade. Probably wanted to do this before we got the rally license, but whatever. You know the drill. Hard mode, single race. F8 says arcade time attack. I feel like we shouldn't do time attack until we're on the races that warrant getting time attack. So we're doing Area D. So it's a bunch of reverse tracks. So you have Tokyo 2. That calls for a Japanese car, so... You could drive a GC300 car. Drive that Sylvia. I think we'll drive this Mugen NSX. It's just... it just works. Actually, GC3 did have one Porsche as a secret car. But I get what you mean. They didn't have them as manufacturers at the time. Although I don't think Bugatti was as popular as it was now. I don't think that was the case back in 2001. It just had the EB110 at the time. You know the drill. 5 laps. We got a touring car in here. So you see, we could have used the Astra in JGTC. That was valid. Ooh, a big punt. And we have a Jaguar XJ220 LM race car as our leading opponent. Interesting pick, but I guess it sort of works. I'm just trying to throw everything like it's a rally car. I'm kind of driving. I can't mute you. I need James to do that. Getting squeezed by the Falcon. Whoa. That was a really weird glitch. It's like a real life puncture. That Falcon is just blocking everything. I'll get a slipstream though. Some good racing here. I split the two leaders. There we go. Just kind of eke forward. Breaks so much later than what the AI do. Now we've been released. Yeah, see you, F8. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Hey Sreyas, how you doing? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. But good to see you popping in. They're gonna enter a Tom Supra JGTC and the Gumball Rally next year. That would be pretty cool to see. Meanwhile, I'm not managing my gears at all. Let's start actually driving, shall we? We're just leaving the competition behind. We're just doing time trials. Yeah, we're just trying to go for personal best laps. Yeah, we're doing the Russian Grand Prix, but the flag is banned, so... I don't know. This is so funny that, like... It's like a roller coaster ride. Please give me a 5-minute timeout. Yeah. F1 is going to happen. We need a sub win. But I don't know when the next track could give that kind of opportunity. Oh. I feel like we've kind of run out of tracks where a midfield car can like really win. Maybe Brazil. Maybe. But we've run out of downforce tracks that, you know, Ferrari really like. We've run out of straight line tracks that, you know, Aston Martin and McLaren really like. We have a couple of circuits that could really like land an oddball race. We do have Turkey, I think. And Turkey could, you know, throw a really crazy result. Whatever happens with the Saudi Grand Prix, I guess. What's up, AUC? Yeah, the only way they're going to win is if there's an incident, which is not impossible. And I know now Max and Lewis have had a second high-profile crash. I feel like we're going to get a third one. I don't know when, but we're going to get a third one. And maybe a fourth, but in order for a fourth to happen, a third has to happen. But I'd see something happening just as my crazy oddball prediction. I'm going to say Brazil, partly because it's the sprint race pattern, but Brazil seemed to favor both drivers. I think Brazil's going to throw in something. And you know what? USA. I think those two tracks are going to throw in 2 crashes between Hamilton and Verstappen. Maybe one goes out, maybe both goes out. But I feel like that's my prediction. USA and Brazil are going to have 2 crashes between those two. Yeah. Sprint on Saturday. Max Lewis collision on Sunday. Didn't happen on lap 1 this time. Maybe it happens in the final lap in Brazil. That'd be so funny though. Championship crash at final race, maybe. Alright, let's move on. Grand Valley 2. Ooh, okay. I know it's a long track, but I kinda wanna drive a sports car, but I also don't. What do we have in our garage? We have that. I think this one would be good to drive. Yeah, I think we're gonna drive an Nismo 400R. Let's see what it gives us. Get a nice 400 horsepower though. Let's go for it. Drive a tuner Skyline. But let's see what opponents it gives us. Oh, I forgot to turn off driving aids for this car. This is gonna feel awkward to drive. It's a bummer because I really want to throw this car around. Is this gonna be a wash race? Oh my god, the driving aids limit you so much. Guan Yu Zhou to Alpha? That seems to be a big rumor. Meanwhile, Giovinazzi is like qualifying like a god now that his seat's on the line. He's actually driving to survive. I've seen that joke 500 times online. Can't throw the car, it's so frustrating. Why did they decide to not change driving aids in like a different part of this game? I have to go back into simulation mode, go into like machine test, turn off the driving aids, and then pick this car in arcade mode in order to get the right settings. So, oh well. Could you imagine if Max and Lewis crash every single race and Bottas wins the championship by default? That'd be really funny. But Bottas drove probably the best race of his Mercedes career. His best Mercedes weekend, I'd say. You know, at Monza. He drove like a, you know, he made a Lewis Hamilton quality drive for the most part. Gonna buy Parappa. You know how expensive it is on eBay though? Like a PS1 copy? It's so much. I want to play it. I've played it on my emulator. I'm not very good at it obviously, but you know, it's one of those PlayStation icons. And yeah, the PS1 version is so expensive. I don't know how it shot up in value, but it seems like it was always kind of a pricey game. I know there's a PS4 version. Oh my god, I couldn't throw the car because of the driving aids. But yeah, the remaster, I don't even think there's a disc for it in the US. I think it's download only. And then I think there's a PSP version. I've seen that version around for like $30, $45. There might be, I know there's a sequel on PS2. Yeah, he's all of a sudden like become a meme now. Batman and Daffy Duck. PS Vita? Yeah, I have a PS Vita. The issue was it just didn't have the support that it could have had, like the PSP. A lot of the PS Vita games were like ports of PS3 games, and like lesser ports. Like the PSP had 2 God of War games, a Gran Turismo, Little Big Planet, a handful of tailor-made Need for Speed games, its own Ridge Racer, shooters. It even had Test Drive Unlimited, and not like a mobile port. Like it was a full PS2 port of Test Drive Unlimited on the PSP. And the PS Vita could have done so much more. I feel like the PS Vita needed a Gran Turismo. They could have ported GT5 or done something. They could have even put GT4 on the Vita and I would have been happy, but no. There's a God of War 1 and 2, so the PS2 games are on there. There's an Uncharted game, but it's like a spin-off and a lesser version of the PS3 games. There's Little Big Planet, which was fun. There was, I think, one Need for Speed, which was Most Wanted 2012, and I liked it, but it was a straight port of the PS3 game. So hence, they could have ported GT5. Probably not, but I would have liked to have seen that. And yeah, Vita had some good support in Japan, especially if you're into JRPGs, but I'm not really into JRPGs. It's more of like a hacker console now, system, because it's an emulation beast and they're easily hacked. I'm just going wide at this corner. This race does feel like it's dragging on. Because I'm driving solo, basically. Yeah, modded Vita could play the old Grand Theft Auto games. That's cool. Could probably play all the PS1 games. I actually mean all of them, because the PSP could do PS1 emulation really good. And a lot of the PS2 games probably too. I'd say the Vita was maybe ahead of its time. But it just needed the support. Because look how well the Switch is doing. The Switch could basically get, you know, AAA ports, and they're lesser graphically, but I mean, for it being, you know, a handheld and giving it a stable frame rate, it's not that bad. It's cool that you can play, like, Spyro and Crash. All the modern ones. You can play, like, Doom and Skyrim and I think Overwatch is even on it. But then you can also have Among Us on the Switch for some reason. Alright, final lap. I feel a little brain dead on this race. You slammed your penis on the car door. Oh boy. When was the last time I played Breath of the Wild? Maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I just kind of have like slept on my Switch for the last couple months. I haven't really done much with it. And I got stuck on a couple shrines on Breath of the Wild. I'm just not the best at it. Why did I say it? Because I can. And this is going in the video archive. Please just bring this race home. This was so boring. Like, I like driving these cars around, but these races are just kind of long. It's gonna really suck when we get in professional league, and some of these races are just gonna drag on forever. How many consoles do I have? A lot. Like, actually a lot. So boring. I have all the PlayStations. I have the Xbox 360 in one. I have a Nintendo 64 and a Wii and an NES and Super NES. I got a Switch. I got a Game Boy Advance. I have a Nintendo DS. Something else. Rome Circuit. I'm just gonna peek at what's in Class B, but I'm not gonna drive a Class B car. I think this would be a good time to drive, let's drive the Sylvia, because I'm bored. I'll probably never drive this car in the actual playthrough, in the career mode. What else do I got, though? I got a Sega Game Gear. I think that's it. Yeah, 360 is a great console to buy. Yeah, at some point these races are more than 10 minutes to finish, so I guess the reason why I chose to do, like, you know, rally today is because we've crossed the point where the sort of short races are done. Short as in, like, you know, more, we've ran out of 5-lap races to do. That's the best way I could put it. We have completely run out of 5-lappers. Everything else is going to be like 10, 15, maybe 7, besides Rally League. Rally League's the only 5-lappers we have left. But Professional League is all 10 and 15 lap races, and even some 20 lappers scattered around. And they just drag on. That's the part of the game where you just have to buckle in and just, well, grind through it. So, that's why I'm trying to delay the inevitable. I want to finish this game before GT7 comes out, but truth is this game is going to really drag on starting in the Professional League. Once we get to IA especially, oh, some of those championships are just going to go on and on and on. I'm talking 4, 5, 6 hours. That's like 3 streams. I mean, I could grind it at other times, but it's just so much time you're putting in. The payoff is worth it in terms of like the cars and the prizes you get, but for someone who has limited time, it's a tough sell. But I want to get through this, and then I'll probably never touch GT3 for another few years, at least not on the channel. And as I mentioned before, everyone's like, oh, are you going to do GT4? Are you going to do GT4? No. Not yet. GT4, I don't want to start for a couple of years, maybe even. I know that's way, way out. But think of it this way. I want to do GT Concept and GT4 Prologue. Those are relatively short games. We might even be able to squeeze those in before GT7 comes out. And then once GT7 comes out, I want to play that game. Like, a lot. I mean, even GT5, the races aren't super draggy, unless you get to endurance races. And GT4, the extreme events are the only ones that really touch a long series, and those aren't even that overboard. I'd say GT4 does a better job at handling the draggy series. The only thing that really drags on is the endurance races, because, you know, there's so many hours, but that's something you gotta buckle down and grind in basically one shot. And it would help to have like a team or something do it. I don't know if I'll do the endurance races all on stream. Maybe ever. Unless I have a teammate. It'd be a cool project to do. I just, you know, I only have Saturday and Sunday off. And usually I try to get stuff done during my weekends, so sorry, not sorry. GT7 is definitely overhyped right now. I'm excited for it, but I'm keeping my expectations mild. I'm expecting GT Sport, but with a proper career mode. That's my summary of what I think it's going to be. It's going to be GT Sport, but with some prize cars. And like, it's like GT Sport with DLC, sort of. But I saw an interview that Kaz said that everything from GT Sport is going to be carried over. All the cars and all the tracks. And even the sport mode. Hopefully just not the brain dead AI. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I like GT Sport, and I love driving in GT Sport, but I don't race online that much anymore in GT Sport, so to me it's just like a glorified hot lap experience. But you know, a nice in-depth career mode. Something like GT4, I would love. But it doesn't look like it's going to be GT4's career mode fully. Hey guys, he's going to do the Ligma joke, but it's like a variation of the Ligma joke. You say Among Us backwards. Say dragon. Grab a water swig. Drinking and driving. Let's see if this can do. Hey, we didn't touch the wall. Look at that. I did that with one hand. Yeah, the AI in GT League. I don't even play GT League, really. It just gets those gold trophies, you know, done, but you get nothing for completing a whole series. You just get miles and some credits, but I did the Lewis Hamilton challenge, so I'm currently sitting on about 85 million credits, and I should probably blow that on some cars, since I'm sure GT7 is going to completely obsolete GT Sport, and they'll shut down the servers, and it'll probably have nothing to do with that money. I'm scared. If they just shut down GT Sport and it just closes and it's unplayable, that's gonna suck. If they convert it to an offline format and make some of the content, you know, future-proof, then it could be better. I like the thumbnail, but I don't like the cars in the thumbnail. Thunder, good to see you. I accidentally clicked normal. I didn't want to do that. Tahiti 2. So we got some rally circuits finally. Now, what should we drive? I mean, we have access to virtually every rally car, so... Except the Celica, I just realized. We're missing the Celica rally car in this. And obviously the Suzuki. Let's try the Tommy Mäkinen car. Yeah. How's work? I just did a bunch of overtime yesterday. But yeah, I did overtime. And, wait, why did I start in first? That was so weird. Why did they just give me pole position by a landslide? Did you guys... I just didn't even, like, notice that. But... yeah. That just happened. So I'm not even racing anybody. It's just 2 cars hot lapping the circuit. Oh well. But yeah, I did overtime, so we're gonna get some, extra cash. I don't know what to do with it. Okay, sorry, I gotta respond to this text. Brenton's here. What's up, Brenton? Whoa! Gamer moment. So yeah, how you doing, Brenton? Yeah, you're in the middle of college, so college is basically grinding. But yeah, I pulled a 12-hour shift on Thursday and a 13-hour shift on Friday. So, pretty extreme, but I mean the payoff will be worth it. So, at least that's something to look forward to. Hey Brenton, it's just about, you know, grinding work during the week, gaming and drinking on the weekend. Sorry, kids. No, I'm not an alcoholic, so. But I am over 21. I think I might be going out to the city today or something, so, you know, trying to get what I can out of the weekends. And then I'm also trying to work on building my retro game collection, and also some of my diecast collection. What work am I doing? So, I'm an actuary. I did land a job after college in my major, so I'm basically using my degree. And, yeah, so far the work is mentally challenging, but it is rewarding. And then sometimes you have to really grind. Okay, so no major Willy there. Look how far ahead we are compared to the AI. It's really no competition here. And this is a 4-lapper, so a little bit shorter of a race. Alright, hold on. So just like in college, you have guests at your door. I had a guest at the door. Not really, but just had to answer that. Take it easy. Right-hander. Why do you see yourself driving beer every day for 5 years? Because economy problem. I don't know. McLaren, yeah, that was so hype. And I love, honestly, I love that it was Ricardo who won it before Lando. He needed that. And You know, at least for the next week, everyone's gonna say like, "Oh, he's fully back. He's the GOAT. He's greatest. He's on a championship run." But then as soon as he like put just another 8th place in, they're gonna start slamming him like they do to every driver who has a not perfect weekend. But for now, we can celebrate the Ricciardo win. But yeah. So yes, the key to enjoying your weekend with a beverage, I'll call it a beverage, is just to not overdo it. Nobody needs to get absolutely wasted and trashed every weekend. It's just not fun. It's fun in the moment when you're like, with people, but the aftermath is kind of rough. So, I don't recommend it. But to enjoy one, every now and then, to enjoy a drink, or maybe even two, the key, just like everything, is moderation. Don't eat 5,000 cookies, because then you'd get really big. And then likewise, don't drink 5,000 beers, because then you'll get really drunk. Yeah, I think Ricciardo's going to go right back to business in Russia. You know what's funny? Since I'm a huge Seb fan, obviously, I focus on his weekends whenever I'm watching a race too. Every time he pulls in a good result, so like, in Baku especially, and a little bit of France too, because he scored points in France. It was like, oh, he's back, he's stomping this year, he's completely washing Stroll. Championship material. And then, he has a couple stinker weekends like Britain and Monza wasn't really anything bad. He got unlucky with a couple of incidents. I think, yeah, Britain was the only stinker weekend since Baku. I mean, we had Zandvoort. I guess he had a half spin. But then everyone goes right back to, oh, he's trash, he's washed up, he should retire. Do you know how many Seb retire rumors were floating around the last 2 weeks? It took Aston Martin to post on Twitter that, yes, he's driving 2022 to shut that up. It's crazy. But I think there's a Mark Webber quote saying that once someone puts their name next to retirement, it never leaves. So Seb could probably win another 4 titles and people will still be calling him for retirement. Anyway, that was a completely boring race because the AI just did no challenge. Look how far behind he is. It's crazy. He's like 30-something seconds behind. When you go to Chicago, get me a Miller Lite. There's better stuff. If you're in Chicago and you can drink, get a 312. But yeah. But hey, Ricciardo delivered that win. That's all that matters, really, to McLaren. I'm going to drive the Escort. Just because. So there we go. Finally, we're starting at level. Again, a terrible start for the Citroen because he's front-wheel drive. It's going to be another wash. Did I pick the right difficulty? Did I pick normal? I picked normal. I'm not doing that race twice. Oops. Did I mess anything else up? No, okay. I just accidentally clicked normal for some reason. Let's go back and do that. Maybe this time we won't get the Stitch run. There we go, that's an opponent. See, now we're actually racing somebody. Knockdown time. Burnout back. I lended Burnout 3, my copy of Burnout 3 to a friend, and my initial plan, which I don't know when I'm going to finish GT3, was we were going to do GT3, GT Concept, GT4 Prologue, Burnout 3, and then GT7. Burnout 3 should only be like 10 or 20 hours. It should not be that long of a game. So doing arcade, yep. Although we only have 2 races to go. And then we can hop back into rally races. I'll probably do like 2 or 3 races. 2 or 3 events, I should say. Yeah, Netflix is gonna have a field day with Lewis and Max. Or we'll just never cover it. I don't know. Every year everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna be so hyped for Drive to Survive, and then they get super disappointed because they don't cover anything they expected to. Drive to Survive is not really a season review, it's more of a dramatization about what goes on at F1. There's a Hot Wheels Kia Stinger. Actually, I think I saw one at Target not too long ago. But you know, Netflix will probably do an episode on Lance Stroll on the British Grand Prix weekend, you know, something like that. No offense to Lance, but you know, that weekend was all about Max and Lewis. Yeah. I feel like Drive to Survive suffers from a community that doesn't know what it wants. I feel like too many things, and put on a tinfoil hat or whatever, I feel like too many communities online have just the most unrealistic expectations about anything that they don't even know what they really want. I see it all the time on like GT Planet for Gran Turismo 7. I see it in the asphalt community. I see it in F1. I see it in, you know, football. Virtually every video game has a, you know, community that has unrealistic expectations. But I feel like they put a scenario in their heads where they think something's gonna happen and it doesn't, and then they get disappointed. But that's how I feel about GT7. I feel like it's gonna be a good game if you don't look at the trailers and stuff. It's gonna be GT Sport 2 essentially though. but it's actually just going to be a proper Gran Turismo game using GT Sports content, which I don't have a problem with. But the community, you know, after seeing that trailer and seeing the hype train take off, I'm skeptical. I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I think it will be a quite fun way, but I will just hold. Never. What's the Kratos quote? Never have expectations and you'll never be disappointed. But then I expect God of War Ragnarok to be really fun. It's another game that they're going to put on the PS4 as well, but I'm probably going to buy it and have a really fun time with it. One more lap. This race doesn't drag me on as much as the Grand Valley one, even though the lap times are very similar. There's some actual challenge to driving this car. One last time. I do feel like the Rally League is gonna drag on a little bit once I explain how, you know, it works. Yeah, I pre-ordered a PS5 and got it at launch. I didn't have to go through a scalper or resale website or anything. I just ordered it off Sam's Club online. I got lucky. I had to spam the checkout for 45 minutes, but that was all it took. And then it just showed up at my door on the week of its launch. And that's that. I have a PS5. And I play a little bit, but it's mostly just like a PS4 for me. It's like a PS4 Pro Max, whatever. Alright, so that race is done. Not as much of a wash. Oh, I can't get a shot at both of them. That would have been good. Oh well. One more race. Isn't the new PS5 revision that it doesn't have a heatsink or something like that? It's something weird where it doesn't... It's not like a real improvement. Alright, last one is Apricot Hill. And I'm gonna get an S-Class car and let's just do it. I'm gonna drive... the Gillette... No, I want the C5R. The heatsink is smaller but better. Alright, we're against the big boys in arcade. Ooh, Zonda. I see a Toyota GT1 up there though, so I'm Gonna be fast, and I think that's an R390 in first place too. I wonder if that site, CorvetteRacing.net, still works. So midfield doing its thing. Whoa, that's a spin. I just caught. James X is back. Yeah, there's gonna be like a maybe 20-second delay on your end. Oh, it's more. It's like a minute delay on my end, I think. Zonda's pulling through. We're having a good scrap with Zonda, but it's for third place. Oh no. Thankfully the crash in GC3 doesn't do as much as the later games. There's an NVIDIA game leak. I haven't played Forza Horizon 4 in like a year. I just kind of got bored of it, and I'm waiting for Horizon 5. I just double shifted there. Alright, let's try and work on these top two. Wow, this Zonda's going fast, leaving the other two guys behind. And he hits the brakes. Alright, well since we have nobody to race around, we can maybe drive a better line and get in between these two. Alright, we're at R390 slipstream level. It's like the first race we actually have to work for a position. They just take off in a straight line though, it's crazy. I only have like 2 real passing opportunities. Which is in the chicane that's coming up, and then in like the first sector. Essentially I have to pass the R390 coming up. Tried to do a little maneuver, and then these guys are going to downforce their way and just take off in the straights. They're so fast. The prototypes. Back to square one because of rubber banding. Just trying to use as much of the track as I can. Thanks for blocking. Ooh, nice cutback, and we picked off one. Now I gotta defend and pick off the other. Oh lord, he coming. Can I get a boost maybe? .3070 Ti. Even the Zonda's catching up. Please just slipstream him. I know he's gonna take off in the straights, but think we got a slipstream. 13.3. My car does feel a little bit faster. Ooh, there we go. Now we just gotta hold on for dear life. Downforce. Get a little boost. I even had to throttle that a little bit, just so I didn't spin it. And just make all our time in the chicane. And just hope they don't come back at the very end. See, that was an actually fun race though. I liked that one. That one had some challenge, but we got it. That was fun. We just left the rest of the competition in the dust. That was a grind. Ooh, I like that thumbnail. Alright. Oh, we are actually. It's only like a 10-second delay. Alright, so then our clear status should show all red. Yep. Let's see what our unlocks are. It was challenging. So let's see. Did we get anything in S-Class? Hey, look at that. We got a Zonda. Sweet. A-Class. Looks like we got a Nissan Z. And looks like nothing else. I don't think we get anything in C either. No. Alright. So we didn't get any car unlocks for that. We're at 56.2% now, which is a nice bump. That's the end of the segment.